Okay, we are live in YouTube right now. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I think that'll work. I think that works. Okay, I'm pretty new in here, so give me 1 second, Tom. Yes, perfect. I could be able to share. Tom, can you share your screen for me real quick?
Yeah.
Roger that. I think we are. Okay, that's great. Then I'll go ahead and expand this later to make it bigger. So, okay, that's good. So we are currently live in YouTube today. We are here with Tom, our junior moderators, Arm Pat Tom. What is it again, Tom? Arm Pat's fan.
Pats fan.
Yes.
And Patriots squeaked out a win today. Whew.
Hoo-hoo, good job. And but today, before we go over the options calculator, we'll go ahead and take a look at some of your favorite stocks. First, of course, the Amazon, Apple, Nvidia. Nvidia's earnings, I think it's soon, and so is AMD. So we could see, but I did a short video regarding APP. I had the entry from 626 to 620, and I think whoever got that in, congratulations, because it went up to 645. I don't know if Tom, if you have some of that. I don't know if Ertz1 is here. Trying to figure out.
I don't see him.
You don't see Ertz1, so I guess
Are
today's.
you do you want to go back to sharing? You're gonna go over stuff?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and.
Okay.
It's.
Yeah, I don't see him.
That's fine. That's fine. Ertz1 is not here today. We're gonna have to start putting some absent list here. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I have multiple screen and I'm trying. All right, can you guys see my screen? This is my
Yep.
screen. Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right, just give me 1 second. I am trying to make this bigger. I don't know if the YouTube could see this correctly. Hold on, guys. I think that's big enough. All right, I think this is it. Oh, let me just clean this up real quick. That was from a student.
Miss Mary, are we recording the class?
This is, I think, is live in YouTube, but go ahead and record it for me, please, Priscilla. So just in case
Okay.
it's not, then we can be able to share it.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone. Today's we have Tom as our guest. He'll be teaching the options calculator, but before we proceed with that, we'll just go ahead and take a look at Amazon first. Amazon. Okay. So the resistance remains the same, guys. So the resistance will not change overnight, but we just want to take a look at the shorter time frame right now. I'm going to take this out. So gap up due to a big beat on the earnings, 20% increase on their AWS, which is amazing. AWS is one of their big what do you call that? Profit margin, because they have low cost operational costs and higher margin, and they brought like $30 billion on included on their revenue. What I think they reported like about 147, is that correct, or 141 billion dollars? Confirm with me with that, please, just to make sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this using the 4-hour chart, because on the daily we only see one candle. We want to see where is Amazon's going to pull back. The first possible pullback for Amazon is, okay, this candle. It'll be $242, which was a resistance, and it happens to be the neckline of the inverse head and shoulder. So we, oh goodness, hold on, guys. So we have this inverse head and shoulder, and this is the neckline. So this current candle is actually a breaking candle after the neckline, right? But we would like to see if this will continue a rally or this will just serve as a rejection. So meaning like we already created a new higher high and it's time to pull back and perhaps go back to that 242 as a support. Hold on. Let me just clean that out again so I could show you guys. So, too many screens. So the first pullback possibility of the support for Amazon will be the $242 to $241. That will be the local support, right? It is currently $244 right now. I think some of the platform, they will be able to see how much is Amazon shares is right now. Can you guys see the price? So whoever have access to to the price right now, can you guys take a look at it? But right now the support is 241 to 242. If we can't hold that 241, 242, then we are going back to that 238, 237 right here. And after that, we're going to go back again, which serves as a resistance. Now will become a support in the 234, 236. Remember, Amazon doesn't move much. This happens because of earnings. And have you guys seen for the past couple weeks, which is about a month, what happens every time the market opens for Amazon? Do you notice the pattern, Tom?
No, I was looking up the price.
Okay. So every morning, I might say for the past 3-4 weeks, Amazon's been trading is when the market opens, it always pulls back. Like I think we did a live trading on Tuesday of last week, our first live trading, which is a test. We bought a call and I told you guys not to sell it until in the afternoon, because in the afternoon, Amazon tends to go higher. It always just pull back in the morning after 11 and then it's going to start creeping up. So it just continue to go higher. So this is the same thing happens. Market opens, we fall down and then we recover. Market opens, we fall back and then we recover. Market opens, yes, we rally, and then what happened? We pull back. However, this one did not recover. So let's see what's going to happen on that one.
Yeah, it was such a high move though. I mean,
It has such a
right?
what?
It was such a big move, right? Because of earnings. So
Well, that's the only
yeah,
thing that moves. Amazon doesn't move a lot. It's a slow turtle. But
yep.
yes, you're definitely
Sure.
right. The Amazon rally because of that amazing beat on the revenue. But what happened again after you reached that 255, now it pulls back pretty much about $9 difference. So now it's 244.
44, yeah.
Yeah. So right now what happened is just stagnant here, just stopping 244, and you actually we are like trading within this candle. So it's pretty much on the top. So that will be serve a support, and but we do have a local support in that 242, 241, right? Yeah, 243 could be possible. And if we measure this pullback, I guarantee you this is just maybe a short pullback, about 32 or 38%. Congratulations, by the way, to those who had a call. Yeah, so it's just slightly a short pullback probability. Probability of of a pullback continue maybe in that 243 and then rally. This is a big rally, so this could happen. Only a short pullback, but if we open tomorrow and it's red, then we could definitely see that back to that 249 to 235. This is just a prediction. I did not set this correctly yet. Not like, okay, let me see if I could do it correctly actually. 241. Okay, 245. 255, 55. Okay, it's pretty close. We have to make sure it's aligned correctly with the highest high and highest low. So yeah, so 243, 239 to 235 are the possible pullback for Amazon. But since we had pullback on Friday and hasn't recovered, I mean, it kind of did in a way, recovered a little bit, reaches, but it just continued to go down. So if we do recover on Monday because of this pullback, then we could actually go back and retest that 247 back to 250, then 253 back to that 255. But what is the highest high Amazon could reach? Honestly, I do have a resistance on Amazon. I know we're going to surpass these level. Mine is 258 to 260. 280 to 288 is my top resistance for Amazon. That is my top resistance, but I'm not going to hope it yet because we are due for a pullback. This big fat candle, maybe we could continue to go higher without having a pullback, but I do see Amazon pulling slightly more back to that 242, 240, and then continue to go higher. I don't know. It's just a prediction. I'm not quite sure. Right. And then after, if we fall 243, then there's a gap down to 228. So don't forget that gap. But gapping up due to a earnings beat is a bullish move. Okay, so the probability of this going down to fill this gap up is slightly small. Gapping up, especially with the fundamentals, with the earnings beat, is a bullish signal. Okay, so the only thing is every time it gaps up or gaps down and we would like to enter, normally we need to wait. Rules of thumb is like 2 to 3 days. We just need to wait for the sand to settle in because we don't really know where this thing is going to continue to fall, or at least it could consolidate within this level before it go rally again. Okay, so rule of thumb, if it's going up, gap up, or gapping down, especially gapping down, when it gapping down, don't start buying right away because you would like to see where that sand will settle in. It's like you put your water bottle, put sand. This is gapping down and gapping up. We don't know where it's going to settle in. You will need to wait for that sand to settle in for you to enter a trade, okay? Just drink of water. And I'm going to go take a look at real quick on NVIDIA. Oh, actually, I'm going to cut this really short because Tom has to teach.
No. I still like Amazon though because of the holidays coming up. I actually, when it dipped, I bought calls again after I sold the original ones.
Actually, I do want to buy Amazon call again tomorrow if we are a pullback, if we're gonna have that pullback again, because Amazon is like this. In the morning, I don't buy a call. I wait, settle in, and then you buy a call when it's settled in, and then you hold it until in the afternoon. That's when you sell it. And what I do is I always use in the money. Yes, the premium is higher. Like I think Tom, you start doing in the money too, right?
Yep, in the money.
Yep.
Yeah, it right. I used to be cheap, right? Go way out, but it
Yep.
just takes so long for it to develop
It
that
is.
way.
When it comes to in the money, even if you have like 30% loss already, even at 50, you could always recover. I'm not saying always. I might say the probability of recovery is higher, especially if you are trading a lucrative company, right? And then of course, just like I said in the short video, every trade carries risk. So you have to know when is your stop loss. My stop loss is always 50%. I'm willing to lose it. But I always pick to like in the money, like Airtuan. Airtuan always pick in the money. It's premium. He could afford it. He has the money for it. But I believe in the money is less risky and the probability of success is higher than going out of the money. Yes, out of the money is cheaper, but your theta is less likely to eat your premium if the trend goes the opposite direction. Okay. And it's kind of hard to recover if you are out of the money and you are losing. But if you are in the money, it's a little bit easier for it to recover. Do you agree, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because first of all, your delta is going to be higher, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, they buy deep in the money. They're looking for 80 on their delta, right? And I mean, you can make a ton of money quick if it move. It doesn't have to move a lot either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And I think I've noticed too, like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. If it's in the money, your delta is really high.
Yeah.
Delta
Yeah.
here.
If you're usually right at the money, the first strike within the money, you're usually 55 or above.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you only need $1, just one move for
Yep.
that that delta
Yep.
to kick in. And then here comes your other your gamma. Your gamma is like the accelerator.
Yep.
So every
And
time
then
your delta
and,
kicks, go ahead.
and if you want to if your target is 15-20%, you want to do it in a day or two, man, in the money is the way to go.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Even if I scalp, actually, I use in the money. Let's say like the Amazon, I'll use in the money and 1 week or two, I still use 2 to 3 weeks, even if I'm scalping that bad boy, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I always have one runner for a longer expiration for my swinging. Okay.
Yeah.
App, I believe the earnings is on the 4th, right? Let's double check that just to make sure. Oh, and this was actually got this from my students. Yeah, on the 5th, I'm sorry. It's on the 5th. So I got this from a student of mine. He's one of my favorite students, Mr. Jonas. He's the one who told me to take a look at this. I think it was like on Wednesday we did a coaching, and he said, "Mary, take a look at this." And I'm like, "Wow, I'm liking." It was like, "I would like to to use it. I mean, to buy." I think he already in buy, and earnings is coming. I'm like, "Yeah, it's very bullish." We had a W pattern here, and then break out of that pattern, confirm with the volume. W pattern, neckline, break out of that, retest the neckline. So this resistance becomes a support, buying opportunity, and you guys should know that already. This is our buying opportunity, and I believe our buying opportunity was about I started at 626 all the way to 620, and it dips what, 619. So that was still a good buying opportunity. And on Friday, this thing went up to 645, and I told people you could do either short swing, and I did give a level of resistance for them to take profit. And I think that was my second take profit level. And your third take profit level is on this candle. And if you are playing earnings with this, please be careful. But that will be your top resistance. This thing moves about $50 to $90, and earnings has been moving $50 to $90 in one day. So it's a very risky. Yeah, it could be very explosive because earnings play is it's gamble, guys. It's really gamble. Okay, but what do we do when there's earnings? History repeats itself. This one has been beating earnings for the past 2 years, and every time they beat earnings, it goes up. Earnings goes up, earnings goes up, earnings. Okay, this one pull back, but it recovers. Okay, this move, it's just so bullish. This confirms the breakout. You do have above average volume, but the second candle, this volume spike up. Something is going on here. So institution is buying at this level. And this is not even a selling pressure. Yes, there is because of this rejection candle, but look at the volume. Volume is like pretty average. Yes, it's below my 20 EMAs. It's still okay. I mean, above slightly. This one too, this is a big candle, but it's not much of a selling pressure. Selling pressure most likely is like higher than this volume here, but it's nothing happening. But look at the previous earnings. Volume is high. Yes, that's 73 to 88. It's still increased, right? It's not like the $30 to $50 that we're talking about. But look at the difference of the price. This was just a $70, $80, but we're talking about earnings here. This was the start of the parabolic move. This was 158. Look at this, Tom. 50%, 77 increase from
Crazy.
$158 on that earnings got to $292, 77% increase. So that's really a lot. So this is going to be a high
I
risk
was
earnings.
shocked when you did a technical on it the other day, and I saw the numbers. I thought you forgot a decimal point somewhere because it rose so fast.
Did I?
I know you didn't. I was like 626. Is my APP 626 right? Because I haven't looked at it in a while. I was shocked.
I did, right? Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. And those are just learning by myself. So imagine if I was taught by Josh. Forget it. Yeah, I asked Josh, can you show me some tricks? He said, yeah, he will. So I'll show you guys some tricks when he showed me. All right.
Giving you the hard love.
I need a
Right?
hard love. What do you mean?
No, he's giving you the hard love. He's Daddy, teach me how to swim. Throws you in the lake.
I know. He didn't even he did. He just throw him in the he throw him. I know. Tell me about it. Okay. All right, Tom. I think I'm gonna give this to you now. All right. Give
All
me 1 second.
right.
Give me 1 second, Tom. Hold on, guys. Please bear with me. I'm not that savvy on here. Okay. Give me 1 second, Tom.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
All right, Tom. Go ahead and share your screen for me, please.
All right.
Okay. You need to make that bigger, Tom. Is it me?
What? It's not
You're
sharing
showing
well?
the Discord. You're showing the Discord.
Oh, I'm in the wrong screen. Hold on. Darn it.
No, I think you are in the right screen
No,
because you're
no.
gonna
Oh,
do.
that's what I want to show. That's what I want to show.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, let me do it again. That's what I want to show Discord. That's where I'm starting. Okay. All right. Can you guys see? Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah, I could see your screen.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go over the options calculator that Josh has in the Discord. If you're not familiar with it, the options calculator is a great way to assess your trade that you're thinking about taking. I started using it probably about 6, 7 weeks ago, and I've had great success on it. It's a great tool. It is AI powered. I do make sure that when I do use it, I validate it with my charting. I don't just take it on the word of the AI, right? Because AI does make some mistakes sometimes. But it's been a great tool for me. I have not lost a trade. I have taken some profits a little early on some. Some I just I bailed out on because I saw it going against me. But I haven't lost money on it. So it's been a great tool so far for me using it for my leaps and skip calls. I have not used it yet for puts. I've run some puts through it, but it's hard for me to do puts sometimes because I want to root for stocks to go up, not to go down, right? Because then, especially the ones I'm doing it on are tend to be the larger players. So it's kind of hard to root against yourself, I guess. All right, so the options calculator in the Discord, if you're not familiar with it, is down here. It's called options calculator. If you can't find it, if you haven't cleaned up your Discord and you've got every single channel in there, I clean mine up quite a bit. If you just go up to browse channels and just type in options calculator, you'll start seeing it come up, right? Click on it, and then it's saved. Then it'll show up in your chart. You can save it if you want it. I already have it saved as a favorite, so I don't have to worry about looking for it all the time. And now I think I just messed myself up. I think I just unfavored it and put it in the regular one. All right, so let's go back to that. All right. All right, let's go. Open it. Open. Come on. Open. Add to channel. Now I took it out of my favorites. Now I got to go find it again. Nice.
No, you have
So I'm
to, I
teaching you
think you
guys.
have to click on the options calculator.
I did, and it's not coming back up for me. View. See, it just keeps closing something here. Where did it go now?
Look at your right side, Tom.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm searching.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So I got to get rid of this here. That's what I got to do. Okay. I've got to close the browse. Why do you close the browse? That's what I get for doing that. All right. Well, let me. How do I close this window right here, Mary?
You have to click on the right side first, and that thing is gonna go away. Because you
There we
are in
go.
the
Okay.
channel.
That's what okay. Thank you. All right. So there we go. Now we both learned. All right. So there is a video in here. I do suggest you watch it. It's very informative. It's easy to use. It's only a few minutes long, but I've kind of figured out how I like to use this. It's actually very simple, but there are some tricks to it when you start off. So first thing you want to do is you want to figure out what your trade is. So if you bring up I'm going to bring up Power E Trade, paper trading here. So let's talk about everybody's favorite stock to trade, right? Because it's got great um, implied volatility, right? I know somebody asked about Delta earlier. Here's your Delta, right? In the money. Anything that's at the current price, 456. So this is 455 because it's rounded off by $5 increments. Anything 455 or less is in the money. If you do the other way, if you're doing puts, anything 455 or up, right? When you're doing the options. So I like to do mine about 6 months out. I love the fact that 6 months gives me a lot of time to, if I have to adjust, if I want to add, I can wait out fluctuations in the market. That's just how I like to style mine. I'm not as ODT, right? I don't like doing 0 day option trades. Even some of the short ones that the GOAT alerts do for 2 weeks can be very nerve-wracking if you don't know how to chart. So I do 6 months. So the first thing I want to do is what's my trade idea, right? I'm not going to randomly just throwing stuff in there and figuring out which one works. So I like to stick with the ones that we know are going to have great movement. So you look for stuff with, really nice implied volatility. The higher this number, the more the stock is likely to move. And then again, we're talking about when you start doing in the money, you want to have deltas that are, 50 or above, because that basically is, hey, 60% chance that by the time this contract ends, it's going to be at least at this price. So it's just a just general guideline rule for you. So if I want to take a call on Tesla and I'm saying 6 months out, right, 166 days, so that's close enough to 180 days for me. I like this number here, 455. I'm going to pay a premium. Again, in the money premiums are going to be expensive, right? And Tesla's not a cheap one. So if you want to do other ones, you can, like Intel can be a lot cheaper, Micron, things like that. Amazon's a lot cheaper. And Amazon's like 2,900 bucks. So they're a lot cheaper ones to do. But Tesla's a great one to do a study on. So we're doing a 455 call, going to expire April. I already know April's date is the 17th. It should be April 17th because that's important. You need this date for the options calculator, so it's when it expires. Some things you can do too when you're looking at this is, and the options calculator should tell you this, like when the next earnings is, because you might want to watch for earnings, not take it right before earnings unless you expect it to go up. Like I took one on Amazon 4 days before earnings because I was going to ride that all the way through earnings. So just basic things you want to look for. You need your expiration date. I suggest you write it down somewhere because when you move over to the options calculator, which I'll do now, All right. The first thing you're going to do is you got to create a new thread. So if you look at these instructions, start by creating a thread, this little thread icon here. Right. So you need to do the thread. The thread is located right up here in your top right. So it says threads. So you click on the thread. You can see all the ones I've been running here. You type in, so if you've got one that's already existing, you can just go to it and just update it, but I don't have one for Tesla right now. So you type in Tesla to see if it's there. You know it's not, you go ahead and create it. And now bottom right down here is where you start building it out. So you get your thread name. I just call it Tesla, and let's call it April call. And you got to actually, and again, so you're creating a thread name, but then you've got to go down here to this bottom message box. You've got to tell the bot what you're trying to do. So you just write Tesla. I just write the stock symbol. I don't put anything else in there. And just hit enter. Okay, now it's going to give you some options here to look at. Now, I don't mean options, but it's going to give you things to 3 different choices, put it that way. It's going to give you a detailed option analysis. It's going to give you an option price projection, or it's going to give you unusual options activity. Now, I don't really use the option price projection or the unusual options activity because it's already in the detailed options analysis. The only difference here is these will give you your results a lot quicker. This one will take a couple minutes to run, but I prefer to see everything in front of me instead of having to look at different items. So I just run the whole thing. So you click on detailed options analysis, and it's going to bring up this screen. And this is where you start building out your trade idea. So you got again Tesla TSLA. I want to do a call, then do a space, and then we said the price was 455, right? This is where it gets confusing. This is where I had struggled the first 5 or 6 times. I kept messing this up. The expiration here is really weird. See how it's formulated right here? It's I can't even highlight it. It's year, month, date. I kept putting in month, date, year, and it would always come back as an error. So it's year 2026 dash 04 month dash 17 date. How many contracts? Let's just say one, right? Because it is expensive. On Tesla, when I do it, I only take one anyways. My profit target is always I start at 20%. Now I do 20%, and this is completely up to you guys what you want to do. Because if you follow my trades on swing trades, I'm a 3 to 5% guy. That's what I'm targeting. On options, I'm targeting 15%. But I set 20 as my goal because I want to get a better view of what the option looks like from the bot. And I hit submit. Like I said, this does take a few minutes. Something went wrong. Try again. This does happen. And you just hit submit again. I hope it works. And I didn't even check this mirror before.
Tom, try your call because normally you have to follow it word by word and it has to be formatted according to the code. So
It is.
it is it right? Okay.
Yeah, this is how I always do it.
Okay,
Call.
okay.
And you do the strike price. You don't put a dollar sign in. You just put in the number.
Okay. Maybe your date.
Now my dates are good.
Tesla call this one. Yeah.
All
It
right,
happens.
let's get
Yeah.
try again. This does happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does fail. All right, so let's try this again. Tesla
Tesla.
call. You know what? I think I capitalized call. I don't think that might be the issue. 2026 04-17. One contract. We want 20%. Let's see.
Get rid of your dash. So
Which
let's see it
dash?
again. Go to the expiration date, exit out everything.
Yeah, you have to put the dash.
Oh, you have to put the dash? Okay.
Yeah.
Something's
Because
wrong.
if you see, look how it's formulated. Because this is where I used to mess up. Where see, look, now it's even failing down here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do something different. Let's create a new thread. This does happen, guys, with this bot. Sometimes it does hiccup on you. Um, let's do AMD. AMD is another favorite one that I like to trade. Let's try AMD. We'll do the same thing. We'll say April. AMD. Tell it to start looking at, okay, now we have to go back and look at our prices, right, for AMD. All right, again, I'm looking at April in the money. I go right to straight to the first in the money. Look, my delta, look, like I said, in the money is always going to be 55 and above. I've never seen it less than that. So 62, 46.40 is the price on the contract. Got great open interest, 2,000 over 2,000 open interest, so it's a really good contract for me. Their earnings are coming up next month, so
No,
earnings.
it's this 4th. It's Wednesday.
Oh no, it's yes, yeah, well, it is
Oh,
this month. I keep
it's
forgetting.
Wednesday?
It's
No,
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
right?
Tuesday, yeah.
So
Okay.
this might actually be a good one to pick up tomorrow.
Well, let's take a
Um,
look at it first.
yeah.
See the probability.
What is AMD looking like right now?
We could check it later. Can just continue the options calculator.
Okay. Okay. So I'm looking at a 250 call for next April. Let's run back over here. All right, let's try to see if it works on this one now. Something's going on here. It's down.
Yeah, it
Interaction
happens.
failed.
Tom, I just tried using your inputs for Tesla, and then it 3 times failed, but 4th time it worked. So it's
It
something.
did work.
Yeah, it did
All
work
right,
with same inputs.
let me do this. It worked for you?
No,
Yeah,
just
it
go. Yeah, maybe just go back to your old thread.
I'm gonna get out and come back to Discord. How's that?
Yeah. It happens, guys. So you need to be patient with the options calculator because before when I was teaching it too,
Out
it's
of
the
it.
same thing.
Let me go back to make this a favorite so I can get to it quicker. All right, so I'll go to my favorite channel, Miss Mary Antoine's clear out, come back. Um, all right, let's try this again. AMD, all 250, 250, 2026-04-17, one contract, 20%. Something went wrong. Mine is not running. Oh, what's going on here? I've never had this kind of problem before. It's timed out once or twice, but not like this.
Do it
That's
again.
cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Start all
sometimes you
over.
could just put like what is it, November? You could put NOV, I think, and then just put the date, see if that'll work.
Yeah.
AMD. You put AMC.
AMC, dummy.
No, don't say that. Your
We don't
body
want
hates it.
AMC.
Yeah. And
All
put
right.
NOV.
So you're saying NOVE?
What?
Oh
Yeah,
no, April.
NOV.
I want April and then
Okay.
17.
Okay, just leave it like that. 15, 20. Okay. He's still not.
No. What is going on here?
Oh, yeah. Maybe you could just show your old ones instead, so you could, and then
Yep, we'll do that.
let's just take a look at that.
I'm married.
Let's go. What's that?
Maybe put a 0 before 1 in the contract.
No, I mean this is the same way I run it every time. So it's really weird. Let's go to my Amazon one. All right, so
Yeah.
this is what's supposed to come up, right?
Yep.
So it's supposed to process this, and it'll give you this detailed look here. I mean, this is the one I just ran on Friday. Right, see the 31st. So I ran this on Amazon because I had already sold my call for earnings, and Amazon dipped, and I said, I want to get back in because, like Mary said, Amazon has a tendency to run back up in the afternoon. Well, it didn't, but I mean, I'm only down a couple percentage points, so I'm fine with holding it. And again, this one's all the way up to May, so I got plenty of time. All right, so this is what it breaks down to. It's very detailed. Take your time reading through it. Don't just skip to, I know, and I'll be honest with you, this is what I did when I first got to it. I went directly down here, direction bullish. I mean, that's not the way to do this, right? That you're not learning about how the option is going to play out if you just jump down and go, oh, it looks bullish, or you go down to the bottom and it looks like, oh, there's a huge, somebody took a $3 million option on it. I'll follow them. Go in here and read it and learn it, right? So the trade summary is a great place to start. Obviously, it's first, right? Looking at an Amazon call at a 245 strike with 141 days left, trading at the current, it'll give you the current trading price when you ran this. The option is what the current option price was, so it may fluctuate by the time you actually get in your trade by a few points here or there. Expected daily move is a historical move, right? So this is what we look at and say this is going to move about 2.5%. Again, like Mary said, this is not your QBTX or OKLL or even Tesla, right? It doesn't move as quick as some of these other ones. Price range is good, right? Because what was my call? 245, right? 242 to 255. One contract would be, this is my price, so I paid $29.30, or for the contract times 100, so 2,930. To get that 20% gain, I need the stock to hit 260. Now, if you followed Mary's charting on Amazon, Mary, what was the last one you gave on the number for Amazon?
258 to 260.
Yeah. So there's my number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do chart. Mary taught me. Mary's been a great tutor for me. So if you don't know how to chart, get with Mary. I can go and do my own charting, and just having her do it at the same time, I get, that's confirmation for me. And then my option price at the time, if it hits that, would be $35.16, giving me a $586 win. That's not a bad win, especially if the stock moves that quick in a couple of days or a week. I don't mind taking that and just moving on and going to another one.
Okay, Tom, just pause for a second. That 35.16
Yep.
is $3,516, okay?
Yep.
Because his 2,930 is when he enter, right? And then he's exiting with a 20% on the 35.16, which is equivalent to 3,500. Remember, it's always times 100. You have to explain that to them, Tom.
Yep. Remember, these prices, again, everything's times 100.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks, Mary. Yeah. So I mean, a $586 win. I'll take if that's every 2 or 3 days. If you pick the right stock and get that, and there are a lot of stocks out there you can do that with. If the IV is high enough, and you enter your where you enter is great, and you've got momentum behind it. Man, I'll take $500 on one of these trades every 2 or 3 days, all day, every day. Breakdown. Again, this is a great point. If you're trying to learn how to chart, it tells you, hey, here's the local support on the 10, right? Go to your chart, start looking at it. The great thing about these here, and one of the reasons I like these, is I could take a day if I wanted to and assess this trade, right? Where if you're doing scalping on options, like if you see like Wednesdays and Fridays, or Michael Spilo does on a daily thing, you can't take this time to look at it. You better have already reviewed and done your charting before. But you can take time and go and start looking at the 10 EMA, right? Start learning your charting. Start figuring out why it's saying those are the breakup points. This even gives you the fib, which Mary and I love, right, Mary?
Mm-hmm.
It gives you the fib, right? Resistance, right? Resistance on the fib, this 0.38 is a key critical spot, right, for resistance on the fib. So these are great points that it's giving you to go and start studying the charts for yourself. Expected daily move, plus or minus $6.28 a day, 2.5%. Again, not a huge mover. Projected day range is current options price and the implied volatility to IV, right? It shows what the market expects, not the direction, but the magnitude, right? How much it's going to move. Expected range, 68%, so it's pretty decent. Options price range gives you all this detailed information. It doesn't really affect, like this part right here, doesn't really affect me when I'm trading. I'm looking more at I want to see my resistance. I want to see what the stock is, the options, and not the stock, the options expected daily move it's going to be. Again, nice little warning how to use. Gauge realistic trade setups. Don't put something in here. You're going to go, oh, I want to get 127% win or something like crazy like that, right? Make it realistic. There's a saying, right? It's easier to get 10 wins at 10% than one win at 100%. So be consistent with it. Don't always try and get the big hammer out and every time. Understand what smart money is pricing in, right? Who's smart money? It's not us. We're not, the retailers are not considered smart money. It's the institutions. So you follow institutions. One of the things that I always say when you're doing options is you want to have an option play that on a stock that has usually 2 million, uh, um, uh, 2 million a day trades, right? Or more to show, because that's a stock that's actually being traded a lot. If you start looking at trades on options on stocks that don't have a lot of volume, like, $1 million, no, a million on the volume chart or less, man, it's hard to manage trades like that in options. You want something that's going to be high volume. That's where the smart money's going. Okay, so trend analysis. This is a great part right here. It tells you, right? Is it bullish? Yeah, it's moderate, great. So it's moving in the right direction. I mean, preferably you'd want to see it where it says high, but bullish moderate is fine again because you've got time, right? You've got 7 months on this trade right here. It gives you bear pressure. The numbers, I'm not really sure about these numbers right here.
Me too. I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
really explain it in the video. I don't know what that is. I do know what the ADX, the average directional index, again, it's trend strength, right? So when you see, and it breaks it down for you, below 20 is weak, 20 to 40 is healthy, above 40, very strong trend, right? So the trend on this is 73 out of 100. So that tells you it's very strong. It's above 40. So it's a great indicator right here. And this is what it's based off of: MAC, EMA, and all these other things right here. I mean, these two are the most important for me, MAC and EMA, right? Again, looking at the numbers, if it's weak, developing, established, strong, extended, it really breaks it down right here. So this is a great way to look at your trade, right? The overall trade score in this was 73, which puts it in the strong category.
So with the
And that's
options calculator, I'm sorry, Tom, I'm not trying to jump in real quick. I just want to
okay.
tell people that this overall trend score, it gives you like the probability, right? So what if I want to trade or I want to do options, let's say in AMD, and then the overall trend score gives you lower. So maybe you should stay away from it, right? And then your ADX, according to this call, it's above 20 because you could see it's 20.2. So it's pretty much a healthy trend. So these levels, this trend analysis gives you like a probability where the trend is going. It gives you a conviction. Is it bullish or bearish? So
Yep.
Tom, what Tom did is he did a great job on this Amazon. First of all, it's earnings beat. So definitely, and it gap up, then definitely the trend will be up, right? So this trend analysis will give you like more like a higher conviction. Okay, so what if I want to trade, let's say you want to trade Nvidia and you're going bearish, and then the trend tells you it's bullish and then the overall trend score is higher. I think you should reconsider it,
Yep.
right? So, but these are just like I said, this is all algorithm. This is all coded, but at least it gives you more like a confirmation. So if your options is, let's say, bullish, and then the trend analysis is bullish, it gives you a confirmation that yes, the probability of success is higher. Because remember, trading is all about probability, right? It's no guessing, it's just a probability. So go ahead,
Yep.
Tom.
Yeah. And so, and this is all data, right? I mean, this is data that for us as retail traders would be time consuming, right? It would just eat up all your time trying to figure all this stuff out. So again, AI tools are doing a great job of correlating this for us if you know what questions to ask. Perfect example, right, Mary? Hey, I want to do a put, but then you go in here and you run it, and it says that's not a good idea
Mm-hmm.
based on data, right? AI has no feelings;
Yep.
it's data.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's what I was talking about with volume, right? Look at Amazon's volume. 47 million average volume, right?
The
On a 30-day
shares
average. I mean, that's
volume.
that's great volume.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I do not enter anything that says 2 million or less. In fact, the 2 million actually came from when I did a lot of credit spreads. And so those have, 30 to 45 day expirations on them. So you'd want that 2 million. But man, if you get something that's high up here, volume is important. You want volume because if you don't have volume and you're in a trade and say it can go either way. It could be going really great and you want to lock in and close out. You've got to have buyers. If there's no volume, there's no buyers. So then you see your trade start to dip, 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 and you're like, why isn't it selling? I put in a sell order. Well, there's nobody there to buy it. And then the opposite is true when you've got a trade going bad and you're like, man, I need to get out of here. I'm 20, 25. Why isn't nobody taking my contract? Why can't I sell it? Because there's no buyers. Volume is very critical in options. You need to have people out there that's willing to take your contracts, whether you're buying or selling.
That's
Support
why
resistance.
it's
Go ahead.
critical to when you do options, the first thing you have to check is really the volume. So you really
Yep.
want to do volume. So what do you think? Josh traded options like SPY because it's high liquidity. You could be in and
Yep.
out without affecting the price, right? But if you do, let's say, SoFi, and you do options, it's not as easy as buying a SPY. So what Tom is saying, higher liquidity is always better when it comes to trading your options.
Yep. Next area is support and resistance. Again, this is great, right? Support one, right? 228.40. The EMA, the option price at the time was this $19.10, right? Of course, times 100, so basically 1,020. Rounded, I think it rounded up, yeah, something like that. And then you get support two, right? If it breaks 228, it's going to 225. That was the 20 EMA, right? So these are very straightforward. Your resistance based off the fib, right, was 253.48, and then the second one was 256.39. So these are great. Again, go back when you run this, go back and start looking at your chart if you're not familiar with your charting. If you're still working on it, it's a great place to get some training on it. Go look at your charting, see how your chart matches up to what it's telling you here. Theta. Why is theta important? Theta is the is time is decay, right? Is time. Time affects your options. As time goes on, right, your options price will change. So you need to know what the theta decay is on this, especially if you're in even if you're up on options as time goes by. This is why again I like to lock in and move on and open another one. Lock in and move on, open another one. Even when you're up, theta starts hurting your options, especially when you get into that 45-day range. If you're doing something that's 6 months out or more, when you start getting in that 45-day range, theta really starts to tear apart your option, whether you're up or down. Of course, if you're a seller, you want theta. If you're a buyer, theta can really work against you if you don't watch it. Again, the closer you get, the more theta is going to take away from your profits if you're in profit, and if you're in the negative, it's going to be even harder to get back to the positive as you get closer to that option expiration. Again, as a seller, if you want to go in here and sell things, that's fine, because theta actually works for you, right? You want things, especially if you're up, you really want that theta to go quicker, right? You want time to expire because you want to win. The longer it goes on a sell, the chances are it could turn against you. So theta is very important to pay attention to. Again, when it's a long month, again, when the ones I'm taking are 6 months out, it's something I look at. It's not something I'm concerned with as much as if I was doing a 30 or 60-day contract, because I'm trying to get in and out, and if not the same day or within a few days if possible. Volatility, again, applied volatility tells you, what the market is pricing in on what the stock is going to move. So on this particular one, it's had 36.8, historical's 43. So, I was within that range, give or take. The average is 40%. So I was right in there. That's fine. Premiums are low, which means it's not costing you a ton of money based on this. If we were to get this Tesla one to run, it would have been a lot different. It would have said premiums are high. your implied volatility would have been a lot higher here.
Yeah.
This is a great thing. So has anybody heard about Unusual Whales, right? Unusual Whales is a site that tracks big contracts on stocks, right? That's literally what they do. Whether it's puts, calls, they don't care. Right? They're looking at who the big people are. Again, institutions that are buying. Where are they placing their bets? Where are they putting their money? So the largest trade in the short term for Amazon was a $5.2 million bullish trade at 205 on a call that is expiring last Friday. Dude cashed in. Whoever had that one
Yeah, but
cashed
look
in
at that. They
today.
purchased it, Tom, on the 31st and they exited
Yeah,
the same day. So that's
yeah,
a lot.
yeah, yep.
Wow.
Man, they made out like a bandit on that, right? Whew,
Yeah.
must be nice. So, it's a great way to see again where smart money is putting their money. And then the next line even tells you, right? What I tell you at the top, right? When we talked about where the smart money is going, institutional investors. Institutional investors are favoring call options 4.5 times more
Then
than they
puts.
were puts in the short term.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't tell you what short term here is, but short term to me is anything under 60 days
Yep.
because this was run the day of earnings. This a lot of people were playing off of earnings for Amazon, obviously. So that's why you had a lot of volume in the call area. So if I was to rerun this tomorrow, this would probably change a little bit, but it's good to know where institutions are putting their money, right? They drive the market. Overall flow, this is a good one too.
Interesting though. Look at that. 49
Yeah,
bullish, 51
49%.
bearish.
Yes, it's basically 50-50, right? I like to
Mm.
see something higher, but again, I'm going off his. I also looked at again, Mary, right? Charting, right? I went back and
Mm-hmm.
looked. What does Amazon do coming up to the holidays? Amazon tends to go up, right? So I put the bet on here, and again, I was also playing off the, hey, it's dipping now, right? Because everybody's taking profits. This is going to pop back up. And it didn't work. I didn't cash in on Friday, right? I was hoping to double down and get two wins in the same day, but I'm willing to hold on to it again because it's 6 months out. And the last thing here is your profit versus snapshot, right? Hey, if you this is where you're going to lose money, right? If you're down 10%, you lose 293, 20%, 586, 879. And you got to be aware of this, right? You got to know, hey, where am I going to cut? This is where, I know Mary teaches a lot on profit taking and stop loss on these, especially on options. Options is always something you want to have a stop loss set. So you could say, hey, I'm comfortable with 10, but I don't want to go to 30. So you set your stop loss at 50 to 20%. This tells you where to go. This
Mm-hmm.
tells you, hey, this is where you want to set your stop loss. If you want to take profits, right? You say, hey, I'd be happy with, 20%, or like I'm like Tom, if it hits 15 and it's in the same day, I'm grabbing it and I'm walking away or setting a trailing stop loss. This gives you an idea of where you want to set your numbers. So the final thing I do on this is I grab this thing and I say, and this is what you guys will all see in the thread, right? I'll copy it. Let's grab this guy over here. I do Chat GPT and I say, give me a summary, please. I always ask AI, please, and I say thank you just in case.
Me too. I said thank you.
And then it breaks it all down for me.
That's amazing, Ashley. That's really amazing, Tom.
And so people are like, they're like, how did you write this up this fast? I don't, right?
That's
I'm
amazing.
using tools. I'm using tools, right? And so this sits in, and you could do a PDF if you wanted to, but for most people, they're on their phones, so it's easy for them to read it. And this is what I'm taking and grabbing and throwing into Discord when I'm taking the position on it. And that way it gives you guys a quick, easy to read synopsis on what the trade is and why I took it.
Yeah. That's amazing,
Yep.
Tom. I only use AI to correct my grammar. I'm like, correct my
Oh,
grammar.
I mean, look, if you look at, not going off topic, but if you look at over here, I've got a daily trade recap template. I have a weekly skip and leaps report that it runs for me on Monday saying, hey, these are the good setups. Daily trading report. And this is all something you guys can create in ChatGPT. You just start going, you go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to do this. It'll start asking you all the questions to build it out, and you just set your own settings on it, and then tweak it as you go along. It's a great tool. I encourage everybody to use it. I'm a little more up on it sometimes because I'm already in IT, but great tool to use. All right, so that is the options calculator. I'm so embarrassed that mine isn't running, but we did have ones to look at from my previous ones I did last week.
That's fine, Tom.
It works tomorrow.
Let me see what's the questions all about. Give me 1 second. Okay. Hold on. Let me just take a look at the questions. Anybody has questions? Oh. Hold on. I'm trying to find out the questions. To those people who has questions, please go ahead and unmute yourself and go ask Tom questions. Chat. There you go. I found it. Could you have a okay?
Somebody asked if it's VIP. No, it's not. It's for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me just see.
Andy said Tesla eventually worked. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. I mean, normally, I've had sometimes it errored out on me, but I've reran it immediately and it always works. So I don't know what's going on with it tonight. It could be just something on my computer too. So who knows?
Yes, this class is being recorded. You guys could see it. In the money calls, what delta to select?
Oh, somebody said this is moving. It won't be on Discord.
I'm sorry?
Somebody said this is being moved to the new website. By the way, Josh said it won't be on Discord. I missed that. I didn't see that.
Okay, so in the money calls, what delta to select? In the money is always above. Go ahead, Tom. Answer that.
Yeah, so great question, right? In the money calls. All right, so let's just use because we have AMD up. All right, so again, I said this at the top, right? I know some traders that will go deep in the money. They're looking for 80. They're looking for 80 on the delta. Again, what does 80 tell you, right? I mean, that's the for every dollar it moves, right? This is how much the option will move, right? But it's also a great indicator of what your chances are, right? 80%, 82%, 84%. So they also track it that way because it works out also. So they look at this 80 for deep in the monies, right? But they look at the difference in price. The first 80 I find is 75. This is 46. So it's quite a bit more expensive, right? $7,500 versus 4,640. So again, it depends on how much money you've got in there, but when you start pushing into the Delta 80, like that, we saw that on the Amazon one, that the guy bought it at 205, right? So he was deep in the money, right? He spent $5 million deep in the money. He's probably in the 85 to 86. So that's almost it doesn't look at if the stock moves $1 and your option moves 84 cents, man, you're gonna bank if that thing moves $5, $6, right? It's gonna fly. That's why people buy in the money options because you only need a smaller move of the stock for it to go up. Now, if I open this up and let's say we do 40,
Hold on,
are we
Tom.
looking
Hold
at
on.
40? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
If we're looking at 40 strike prices and say, and we've all been there. I mean, I've been there, right? I used to look at the ones that go, I'll go way out here, and I'm gonna buy a $400 one for $1,000 because there's a lot of open interest, right? But look at the delta, 20. Man, that's gonna take for every dollar the option moves, right? You're only gonna get, I mean, every dollar the stock moves, you're only gonna get 20 cents. That's a big difference between this guy down here who's getting 84, 85 cents. Granted, he's paying a lot more. So kind of the median, the middle ground is buying in the money the first strike in the money or the first strike out of the money. So that's a happy medium between, hey, I don't have a lot of money to spend on it, versus I want to, I can buy, $70,000 worth of contracts. Because there's somebody, if anybody watches Ashley, when Josh just brought her on, she taught this, right? She said, hey, I look at options that are in the 80. I don't buy anything that's below 80.
So
But
let me just add something about that
yeah,
delta, Tom. So not only they use delta as an every dollar, when the shares goes above $1, you make profit using delta, right? But they also use delta as a probability. So if you buy an option that says 83.83, they use it as 83% probability it will go to your favor. That's how they use delta as well.
yep.
Okay. So, but if you're a seller, you're selling options, you want to be in a lower delta because you want a probability that you don't want to get assigned. But if you're going to be a buyer, then yes, the higher the delta, the better for us.
You can
Tom,
see it right there. Yep.
please explain to them what is out of the money and in the money and deep in the money, because there's a lot of newbies in here and they still don't know what are those. Can you please slowly explain it to them? And then we'll also explain the difference between the premium of the out of the money and in the money.
So in the money is anything that is at the current stock price or lower. So if you got 256, right, on this particular one, it's 250 because this one's moving by $10 increments. If you came shorter, it'd probably be doing $5. Yeah, so $5. So we just say this. So 256. So 255 is the closest rounded off number. Anything you see below this here is in the money, right? You're in the money. At the money is the current price of the contract, regardless if it's a call or a put. If you go across, right, this is all at the money. Out of the money is anything that's above the strike price, or if it's a put, it's anything that's below your strike price. So it's important to understand the difference, right? In the money, if you see the color shading here, in the money, because this is puts, right? So when you're doing a put, you want it to be above your strike price. If you don't want to be assigned or anything, right? But in the money is anything for a call, anything at the current price or below. If it's a put, it's anything at the current price or above. Of course, they'll round up based on the $5 increments. Out of the money is the exact opposite. On a call, out of the money is anything above the strike price, 256, rounded up. So the first one is 260 and above is out of the money. On puts, strike your current stock is 256. You get 255, 260, right? 255 is out of the money because it's below the current strike price, current stock price. So that's in the money, out of the money. Deep is always going to be, if it's deep in the money, anything deep in the money, for me, I usually go by what most people say. It's usually anything that's 70% on delta or above. That's usually called deep in the money, because there's very little chance that the stock is going to move up and down, especially on somebody's. It could, but deep in the money is usually the standard is anything that's 70 on calls, 70% or 0.70, or the opposite. Right, deep in the money on puts, you're going to see if this is 70, if you go across the puts, oh, puts is 30. But that makes sense, right? If this is 70, this would have to be the corresponding one, pretty close to it, right? 30. So that's deep in the money. It's usually on calls, it's 70. On puts, it's usually in the 30 range or below.
Yep. And then go ahead and talk about the premium for in the money and out of the money, Tom.
Yeah, so premium. So your premium, and again, if you're still learning about stocks, right? You get your bid and your ask, right? Bid is what it says right here, right? When I touch the number, the amount, it's sell. Ask, it should say buy. Come on. No, well, it's buy, right? So bid and ask, right? And then, well, I'm sorry. Go again. What was the question, Mary? Explain the. Would you want me to explain this part?
Go ahead.
Okay, so you get your sell, you get your buy price. Again, with me, I'm buying, right? I'm not selling on these, so I'm always buying. But make sure you and I've done this so many times in the past. In fact, I did it last week, but luckily I caught it and got out of it before I lost any money. I clicked the wrong one. But bid and ask is very important, right? You want to make sure, number one, you don't want to have too big of a gap in between here. When you start seeing big gaps, there's not a lot going on here.
It's a
So let's go
liquidity.
back.
That's what it is. If
That's
there's a big
liquidity.
gap on that bid and the ask difference, that means
Yep.
the volume is really low. And
Yep.
also, sometimes I'm pinching pennies. So instead of putting the ask, I always try to put the bid because the bid is the lowest you could ask. The seller
Yeah.
wants the higher. Everybody wants to sell higher, right? So if you, for example, Tom is going for 48 and the bid was 41.25 to 41.65, I normally put like 41.26 just to get triggered. Sometimes it does. Most of the time it does trigger though. But I don't really go higher, but not unless you're scalping. Sometimes you have to do a market orders. But I don't normally give the seller's price. I'm sorry, that's just that is subjective, by the way, Tom. Okay, so
Oh no, I'm same with you, right?
yeah,
Always try and get it at a cheaper price.
yeah.
Yep. Um, so
So
when you look at again, if I move back out to April, look at the difference in the bid and ask. It's tight,
yeah,
right? It's not even $1 on a $250 stock. You want that. Look, here's your open interest.
it's pretty
You
high.
want those numbers to be up. You want them to be tight. When you start getting separation, a lot of separation between bid and ask, again, like Mary said, liquidity is not there. So number one, your chances of getting your order filled at your price that you want decrease. Not saying it's impossible, but it will decrease. And if you need to either close the trade to take profit or close the trade to get out of gone south on you, it becomes harder when there's low liquidity. So when you're entering a trade, make sure, look at this. Make sure that these numbers are close and tight. You don't want $5, $10 gaps between bid and ask anytime.
So normally just take a look at the volume. Go ahead, Tommy, stay there, okay? You see
Yep.
that 37, that 928 open interest, and then the volume is 596. I normally pick the highest volume, by the way. And then the open interest is those people who have their limit orders set waiting to get triggered. So the higher the volume, like would you rather pick the 596 to over 9 volume, right? So those are the things that you have to reconsider. Like look at the not the I'm sorry, where's the strike price is this? Give me one second.
250.
250. Okay. So look at the 250. So that's 63, and then look at the 260. That's 48. You see the volume? And then you have 270, which is out of the money now, 596. But
So
you
she's
could,
talking about right here, guys, right? The volume.
yep. And then but look at the delta and look at the premiums. So there's gaps. There's a difference between the premium, the delta. So sometimes being out of the money makes sense because others doesn't have the capital to buy the in the money. So most of the time when you do spy, most of the time they do it out of the money because it's cheaper. You could buy like
Yeah.
10, 20 contracts if you're using out of the money. Compared to in the money, it's slightly higher, right? And also when I do options, like when we do that late night, what do you call that? The power hour that we had. Remember, that power hour that we have is about 3 o'clock. You don't want to do zero DTE. You could do that if you want, but it doesn't matter. The higher it goes, not unless the trend is very strong, your theta will continue to eat your capital or your money or your profit. So be careful using ODTE if you're doing a scalping, especially during power hour.
So
So one
that's a great
day,
example. Let me show you something, Mary.
go ahead.
So theta, right? This column right here. Theta on this contract that's April is 0.1116. What if I did one for November 7th? Look at that. We
One.
went from 0.1176 to 1.04. That's how fast it's going to decay because now it's 5 days instead of 140 days or whatever. So prime example, right? And then when you do 0 day, this number is insane, right? The decay happens so fast on 0 day. That's why I know Josh and them follow the rule, right? If it's after 11, there's no 0 day.
Yep,
There's no 0 day stuff there. It's next day at the earliest.
that's correct.
Yeah, theta will destroy you. Even if the stock is moving up, you're sitting there going, why am I losing money? The stock's moved $4. Well, theta killed it because theta now affects everything else, time decay, right? So, you're going to get eaten alive on anything after 11 a.m.
And also, if you could see the difference between the theta and the delta, the theta is negative. It's always been negative, okay, for
Yep.
buying options, okay?
Yep.
And that 1.05, where the Tom's cursor is, that's not just one, that is $105.
Yeah.
Okay, compared to 11 cents, which will be just $11. So there's really a big difference.
And
So
$105 on an $1,100 contract, that's 10%, right?
yes.
That's how fast you're losing money. 10%. Boom, boom, boom. As time goes on, if you're in a one that's only got 2 hours left, the market closes. Oh, good Lord. Yeah.
So just be careful to those who are new to options. Please learn your Greek. You need to learn your delta, your vega, your theta, and your gamma, and of course your implied volatility. Don't forget to learn about volume and open interest. Those are the most important thing when it comes to learning delta options. Okay.
Going
And
back to what Mary said about if you're new to options, get a paper trade account. I don't care what platform you use, paper trade at first. Try out your synopsis here, right? Figure out how it works before you start risking your own valuable money. This somebody that I think it's Furlowfin. He talks about it all the time how he's paper trading his contracts, and he's like, hey, I'm learning to paper trade. I'm not risking my own money to do this.
very
And it's a
good.
great way to do it. If you're new to this, do not just jump in and go, oh, Josh said buy this and Spylord said buy that. Don't do that, guys. It's just they know what they're doing. And if you're not paying attention to what they called, what they're doing, if you're trying to go, what do you mean by that? Are we in calls? Are we in puts? Man, you shouldn't be doing it with your own money. Don't risk your own capital yet. Paper trade.
Yep. And also, I suggest if you don't know how to do technicals and you don't know when to exit your strategy, try to do what Tom is doing. Tom knows his technical, but you guys could do 5-10%. Okay, you start with 5-10%. Yes, it's little, but the key there is consistency, to have confidence on your trade. It's not always a home run, guys. Even an elite traders, it's hard for us, I mean, for especially Josh, to get 100% profit all the time. It's really, really impossible. It's hard. Actually, it's not impossible. It's hard. Okay, so please start with 5-10% and then increase it to 15 and 20% until you build your confidence, because trading is all about consistency. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not how much profit you make, who got the biggest profit. No, it's consistency. Trading is all about 80% psychology, 10% technical, and then the rest is your hope. Right? No, excuse me, it's 20% technical. There's no hope in trading. If you have hope, you have hopium, then it
Oh,
means you're trading blindly. So
you know the
80%
old saying, right?
psychology, 20% technical.
Failure to plan is planning to fail.
Yeah. And there's 4 rules, as a turtle trader, 4 rules, to your entry, stop loss, risk management, take profit, and position size. Those are your friends. Okay, 4 rules every time you enter a trade. When you enter in the arena, you have to know what's your exit plan. You have to know your take profit. You have to know your position size. Those are the things. If you're missing one, please get out. Don't trade. Okay, you always gotta have plan. You always gotta have strategy. So when I enter a position, I know when to exit. Right? It's like going to the movie theaters. When you enter that movie theaters, your exit plan is something in case of emergency, right? It's always like that. Same thing in the arena. If you go to the arena, right? Let's say you're going to be the gladiator, you're going to have all your tools ready. You know where to exit. Because why? You're going to be facing those bad boys and you don't know how to fight them, then you better get out. Okay? So trading always needs strategy and plan
Yep.
and conviction.
Yep. There's a
Okay?
couple questions here, Mary, if we want to answer those. I don't know. Again, I don't know about what's going on. The calculator's moving off, and if there's a charge or anything, I have to go back and look. I didn't see that. Was that on a video he did?
Um, Josh is creating a website for everybody for the Crown Traders. So we're gonna have Josh is
Oh,
gonna have a
okay.
website. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not quite sure if the options calculator will be available, but I think it should be to those who are subscribers. But I'm not sure if it's available for the tier 2 or only for the VIPs. But the options calculator can be used for swinging, even for shares, guys, even for shares, because you could actually see numbers, resistance, and support in there.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, I did not know that. I must have missed that somehow.
What if you have a wide
Should we
bid
consider?
ask? Would you?
Yeah, should we consider IV, right? Implied volatility. Yeah, that's an important tool to use, right? For when you're doing options. So when you look back here at my screen here, right, on this AMD call, right, your implied volatility, this column right here, almost 60%. Let's just round up. Let's say 60%. That's a pretty decent number, right? You go, so look at let's look at Tesla. Tesla is for the same time, yeah, 57, 58%, right? You want something that's going to be in the 50s or above normally, because implied volatility, if you get something that's low on applied volatility, it's not going to move very much, right? They don't anticipate it moving very much. What is Ford? Yeah, look at Ford, 34%. I'm not trading Ford. In fact, I was shocked when they came out on a GOATS alert. I'm not trading Ford. You don't want something that's this low. Again, it's implied volatility. What does that mean? That's what the market makers are saying. Hey, this is what the stock, is it volatile enough to actually move? If it's not, it's not going anywhere. Right? What's a really volatile one, Mary?
Tesla?
QBTX. Well, I did that. Let's pick one that's really fun. Q
QBTX, yeah.
QBTX.
That's
If I
actually an
could type,
expensive,
I would
that's
get
an
this done.
expensive option, QBTX too.
Yeah. First of all, it only has a few months, but look at the
Look at the
uh
volume, 0.00013.
216. I get too many things here. I need to shorten this down.
Yeah, but look at the volume, Tom. There's really hardly no volume.
Yeah, there's no volume. Well, this
Yeah,
one's 24,
yeah, but
but
it's
even I mean,
zero.
just look at the implied volatility, and this is November. That's a crazy number,
Hmm
216. So they're expecting a lot of movement. If you've been watching us trade QBTX, right? I mean, this stock went from, we were trading it, Mary, originally like 50, $60. It went to 400. I
hmm
stopped after like it went to 180.
I stop after
Then they
120.
split and it came back down. Now it's a little more manageable to trade again. But implied volatility is very important when you're trading options, especially if you're trading shorter term options, right? Where you're trying to get in and out. Implied volatility will tell you a lot. Yeah,
But
that's a
you,
good
you do
question.
want an implied volatility to be higher because you want it to
Yep.
move. Because if your implied volatility is low, then it's just stagnant. It's just not going to move. Okay. Let's see what more questions. That's actually, they're asking what platform is that? That's E-Trade, right, Tom?
E-Trade. Yeah, and I know a lot of people trade on all the cool ones. I like E-Trade. It's very easy to read. Their mobile one, their Power E-Trade one, it's decent, but I do most of my trading on my desk. I don't trade a lot on my mobile, so I don't use. I used to use Webull, but it just got too hard figuring out what trade I was doing in different accounts. So all my IRAs are here, everything else, my employee stock stuff. So E-Trade for me is easy to use. I like it. It's got a lot of detail. It's got training. So I know other people prefer like Robinhood, Webull, Moomoo, those kind of ones. But E-Trade for me has been pretty good.
Tom, somebody's asking if you could explain how to buy puts.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay. How to buy puts. Yep. So when you're buying a put, right, you're expecting that the stock is going to go up or stay flat, right? And Mary and I had done this a while ago. So I'm assuming you're talking about a cash secured put. So if not,
No,
correct
buy
me. Let's
puts.
get buying puts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's get out of this. Let's go back to like Tesla. All right. So you want to buy a put, all right? So obviously you go to your put screen. We can actually go over here and just have puts here. All right. So you could run again, you can run it through the options calculator, right? It'll tell you what it'll do. So if you're buying a put, right, you're assuming that the stock is going to decrease and you're buying it, right? So you can take advantage of that decrease in the stock. Probably not to own it. I don't know. A lot of people that buy the puts don't. They usually, they're scalping, right, trying to get in and out. So it's going to be the same thing, right? You're going to do either normally you're going to take either in the first in the money, right? Again, same philosophy that we used on buying a call, because you're going to get better deltas, right? When you're buying the puts, so you're going to look at buying in the money. Some people will buy deep in the money, right? And as the stock drops, they're going to get paid even more. Most people buy at the money or maybe the first or second one out. Because again, the deeper you go down in here, right, the more the stock has to move, right? When you're down here at 435, it's got a dollar's only give you a 32, even if we round up 33-cent move. Where if you buy it right at the money, it's going to give you almost a half dollar, 50-cent move. So that's why it's common to buy again at the money or maybe the first strike outside of the money when you're buying puts. And it's the same thing as you're just flipping it around as when you're buying calls, right? Now you want the stock to decrease. When you're buying a call, you want stock to go up. When you're buying a put, you want stock to go down, and you take advantage of it. So
Yep.
it's the same thing you're going to do. You're just flipping it.
Yeah, let me just repeat what Tom said. When you are buying call, you expect the price to go up. You're buying puts, you expect the price to go down. Okay, so it's like going long, price go up, going short, you expect price to go down. So
Thank you.
I know most of you guys know that, but some of here are newbies, so I just want to clarify the difference. Okay, what is the difference between open interest and volume? Okay, if you look at your left, I mean, not left, right here, open interest and volume. Open interest is like when you put a limit order, right? So you're trying to buy that options, but you haven't settled in yet. It means you haven't been assigned. So those are open interest. Volume is the one that the contract has been assigned, the contract has been purchased. So those are the difference. So open interest, the higher open interest, it means there's a lot of people have their limit orders set, but it hasn't been settled. Does that make sense?
They
You
literally could
hungry?
change the name to open and close contracts, and it would make so
I
much more
still
sense.
I still have one more sandwich to make.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
What
Tom.
was the question? Yeah, I thought somebody asked a question. Yeah, I mean, Mary's got it right, right? Open interest, just change the word interest to contracts, open contracts. People have basically put in their limit orders, they haven't been filled. Volume, just think of this as closed contracts or fulfilled contracts, right? That's the amount. That's a pretty good ratio too. Yep.
They were asking.
Normally you see big gaps, right? Like here's a big gap, right? 11,000 to 3,000. But that's a pretty, and the closer you get to being at the money, you're going to see similar numbers than this. But yeah, it's just open contracts and closed contracts is what it is.
Yep. I guess that's it for tonight. I think we cover pretty much. Tom, thank you so much for explaining the options
7:30.
calculator. That has actually been very helpful. Once again, the options calculator is helpful for those people who, especially to the newbies. It just gives you an extra confirmation if your trend is going to your favor. Use an options calculator, it gives you a probability. And but I'm not aware that the options calculator will be moved to the website. And I will confirm with you guys if the options calculator will be available to everyone who are subscribed in the Discord, or is it just for the VIP level? Give me
And
one
use
second.
the information it gives you, bring up a chart and start charting. Simple as that. I mean, that's literally how I started to learn. And then when Mary posts stuff, when I was learning how to chart better, because I used to be a feelings trader, I would sit there and, when Mary would do her, I would her first go and, okay, find the points that she pointed out. Yep, yep, yep. And then then I started getting where I spent some time with her and she started showing me stuff. I would go back when people would post, hey, can somebody give me a technical on Tesla? I would go do it myself first, then go look at hers and see how well I lined up. And if not, I'd go figure out why I was getting different numbers. And that's really all charting is. I mean, it's just looking at data. It's not as hard as a lot of people make it out to be if you put the time into it.
Yep. Yeah, guys, please don't forget to use our link, me and Ertz link. We do have, unfortunately, Tom doesn't have a link yet. So, please, if you are subscribed to Josh and you are not subscribed to any Crown Traders, this is all volunteers hours. So I do get credit using our link. If you could just use our link. If you are not subscribed to any Crown Traders, especially Michael, Spy Lord, please, as a courtesy, if you could just be able to use my link instead. I do get some credit when you guys use our Airtones and Mary's link. And also, we do have a morning hurdle every Tuesdays from 9 o'clock till 10 p.m. Tom is going to be there on Tuesday. Tamir is going to be there. Airtone is a bit busy on the day during the daytime because he takes his kids to the school. But when time allows him to be with us, he will definitely be with us on Tuesdays. But this is Tuesday's morning hurdle at 9 o'clock a.m. Then we also have a power hour. Unfortunately, this is available for the VIP, the power hour every Tuesdays. Every Tuesdays at 3 o'clock p.m. So we will be trading options. If shares allows, we could definitely do it. But the morning hour for the pre-morning market on Tuesday, I might extend that morning hurdle even to Wednesdays or Thursday. I just need to confirm it with my own schedule. And what I do is we are buying shares, and mostly these are QBTX and if options. And when I do options, I think I did a live trading on Tuesday. I did a test and we did Amazon and QBTX. The Amazon, I normally very slow because if I cannot sell it at that particular time, we will wait. And I'll tell you guys, hold on to your call and wait until it recovers in the afternoon, which it did. So hopefully you guys followed us through that and you were able to sell it in the afternoon. And this Tuesdays, once again, Tom is going to be there to do. Hopefully we could be able to trade Tom. And this morning hurdles will be trading shares, not options. But if it allows us, it gives us opportunity to do options, we will do it. Okay. So that will be very exciting, Tom.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
Mary,
to it.
I'm sorry, I'm new. Is this your own Discord you have for the VIP, or is this under Josh's?
No.
I'm sorry, I'm very
Everything.
new.
No, absolutely. Don't, please, no need to apologize. All questions should not be asking for apology, okay? So please don't ever ask apology.
Oh, thank you.
Don't ever say that. No, sorry. That's absolutely no problem. So unfortunately, the I'm sorry, what is it? The power hour is for Josh's VIP Discord only. I don't have my own Discord. I always go through Josh. So
Oh, great. Okay, I'm part of
okay.
the VIP, so that's very helpful. Thank you.
You are welcome. And then the morning hurdle will be available first for everyone, even if you are not in the Discord. So those people who are subscribed with me on the YouTube, this will be available for everyone for 1 month. And then we're going to go back to the VIP. I know VIP has a lot of perks. That's a good thing, having a VIP. So the morning hurdle will be available only after a month to the VIP, Josh's VIP Discord. And I might extend that one day, the Tuesday, to Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I will keep you guys posted on that. For a meanwhile, it will be available for everyone for a month. So I think we'll go ahead and extend it for Tuesdays, and then we'll count 4 weeks from there. Okay, and then Tom is always going to be there with us, with Tamir, and hopefully our big boss Ertuan will be there. So we'll figure it out. We'll see how's his schedule doing because he's very busy man. And another thing that I have to give.
He needs to buy all his kids Tesla that are self-driving and just program into it where they can go, and he'd be all set.
No. Actually, Tesla tells you to put your two hands on the steering wheel.
Well, they
Yeah,
can
and
put
we
their
get
two hands on it, but
penalized. We do get
he locks it
penalized.
in. He
Huh?
locks it in where they can go, and they can only have their hands on it, but they can't drive it.
Yeah, but we do get penalized now. You have like five times. You're only allowed to do 5 times. If you get penalized, that's it. You're not gonna be able to subscribe on that.
Mary, when is the morning huddle?
Morning hurdles every Tuesdays at this moment, but I'm planning to extend that to
No, he's asking what time. What time are
oh,
we gonna
9
open it
o'clock
up?
in the morning on Tuesday. So morning hurdle is what I want to do. A morning hurdle is for those people who are doing their own trading, and then you ask me questions on regarding to your technical so that I could be able to guide you and say, hey Mary, I'm entering this, but you have to tell me that you're entering at this, and I'll give you a technical. But I want you to do your own technicals too, because I don't want you to depend on me. I just want to serve as a confirmation. Okay, remember, my goal here is not to give you guys fish. I want you to learn how to fish. My goal here is not to give you fish. For me, the reason why I'm doing this teaching every Sunday is for you guys not to trade blindly and not to be following to any YouTubers or even to me. I want you to learn to do your own due diligence and do your own technical. Because what if you're trading and we're not there to respond to your questions? What are you going to do? You're just going to trade blindly? No, that's not my goal. That's not my purpose. My sole purpose is at least to change one person of you, or any of you guys, to be able to trade without following anybody. Okay? I don't want you guys to be dependent on me. I want you guys to depend on yourself. This is your money. You're supposed to be protecting your own money. You're not supposed to be depending on anybody when it comes to your money. Okay?
Is that Eastern time?
That will be Eastern time. Go ahead, and Joe, what is your question? Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, my apologies, I was muted. Thank you so much for the class, Miss Mary and Mr. Thomas. I was wondering if you do one-on-ones, Miss Mary.
I do 101. You just need to sign up via WAP. And you have to tell me specifically what you need help, okay? When you tell me I need help on technicals, be specific. I need entry, and I would like to see where how do you stand with your technical analysis? Are you a novice? Are you the expert? So I want to be able to assist
Absolute
you on
novice.
that.
Newbie.
No worries.
Okay, so I need to sign up from your page on WAP, right?
Yes, you have to go to wap.com. Are you part of the Discord?
Yes, I'm part of Discord.
Roger that. So we'll go ahead and give you an instructions, or Tom, if you could be able to do an instructions for the, Tom also, if you guys need help, I actually take with me Tom for the options because he has all the spreads. My options is just strictly simple, just buy options, sell options. That's what I do. I don't do spreads. I don't do none of that fancy stuff. I'm very simple gal.
Yes, I like simple.
Yes, our Pat's fan is Tom, and no, it's not hard to change your link. If once you're subscribed to anybody, you could always change it, and then if you could get a credit, and Jorge will help you give you credit if there's any kind of refund. So any unused days could definitely a refund. You just have to let me know so I could, or you could tag Jorge in the Discord.
Okay, so I'll just wait for the instruction on how to reach you on WAP, and then I'll take it up from there.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. All right, I think that's it. Did I
just got another question.
Go ahead.
Is the morning huddle gonna be on Zoom as well? Where
No.
do I get the link?
No, the Zoom is not. The Zoom is only for Sunday class. Okay, the morning hurdle will be sent to you guys. Either if you guys subscribe to our YouTube, It's going to show there that I am live. Otherwise, it's going to be sent to my channel, which is Miss Mary's and Ertuan's channel in the Discord. So you could
Okay,
ask
thank you.
questions directly on the YouTube. The only problem with YouTube and Ecamm is there's always lagging, even in Zoom. It's like 2 to 5 seconds. So that's sometimes the problem when you're trading because it's lagging. I already bought. You guys will receive that buy signal within 5 seconds. So that's the only problem. It's lagging. Have you experienced that, Tom?
Yeah. Yep. You're talking about Josh and Josh's lives.
Yeah.
one?
No,
Yeah.
whoever's live using YouTube.
I literally, that's one of the reasons I don't do that. Because you get, if you're not right on it and paying attention, if you're waiting for them to call it, that stuff moves so fast. Josh is like, I'm up 25%. I was like, wait, I'm down 2%. How the heck did that happen?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't do that kind of trading anymore. To me, it was too much on the heart.
Yeah.
Too stressful. It was too stressful for me.
It
I
is.
prefer things that take a little longer to play out, at least over, more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. All right, guys, I think we are done for now. This
I
is
have a
like,
You do,
question.
Sean?
go ahead.
Hey, Miss Mary, where do we find your past classes? Like, because I saw everywhere people said, "Oh, Miss Mary teaches like she's teaching like a third grade student." So I've been looking for the past video, but I can't find it. Is it posted on your page?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me just show it to you guys. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So the Sunday class, first of all, you guys have to go to your browse channel. Look at the browse channel first and make sure you guys are apt into the channel that you want to follow, right? So you just have to make sure you click in on that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of noise if you don't
There
figure out
is a
which
lot
one
of noise, yeah. And Josh's Discord is getting bigger and bigger, so it's going to be a lot of noise. So in the Sunday class, under ChartGoat University, you have a freshman class, Sunday class, Learn Locks Algo, class questions. Please, class questions is always what you've learned in the Sunday class or to any classes that you went. Ask your questions here. Try not to ask technicals here because go to the chat to ask technicals because this class questions is normally what we taught. Okay, and then your Sunday class is here. Use the same, what is that, link. These are the link. All you gotta do is just click on it. Or if you go to our YouTube channel, Miss Mary's and Ertuan channel, go to the description. There is the Sunday class link in there. Okay, and these are recurring link, never been changed. You don't really need a password, but if you do need a password, it's on the bottom. But this is open for public. Everybody doesn't have to be under Discord. You just have to click on the link that's provided, even in YouTube. The recorded class moving forward is all recorded via YouTube. So go to the YouTube channels of Miss Mary and Ertuan and then put live. It's all recorded in there moving forward for the past 2-3 weeks now. But this class is going to be recorded and it's already recorded in YouTube. I will post it here. Sunday class, I'm going to put recorded like this one, recorded via YouTube. See it?
Yes.
Last week I did not go because I had my marathon. And then, so let's go over the stocks with Josh community, okay? So we do have the Crown Traders. By the way, let's start from the top. So using GOAT signals. GOAT scalps is for options. We have SPY, Tesla, and NVIDIA. That's always been the 3 trades that Josh is doing every day. SPY, Tesla, and NVIDIA. When you guys do a watch list, when you're beginners, having 100 watch lists will definitely confuse you. Try to pick 2 to 3 stocks of your choice and be familiarized with them. that could serve as a bread and butter for you, because you will be very familiarized that you don't even have to look at the chart. You could be like, oh, Amazon 228 is a pullback. Oh, there is a struggle on 224 for Amazon. Breaks above 224, it could hit 226 and probably 228. I'll hurdle. It's been respecting that 228. It's just really struggle. But breakthrough that is 230. Yeah, I've been trading Amazon quite some time. So now I know I don't even have to look at it. Same thing with you guys. Have a watch list, but have like 2 to 3 stocks of your choice and just trade that and pay attention to its move. You don't need 100,000 watch lists. That will definitely just confuse you. Okay, then Gold Swings is all mostly shares that he does, and he give you specifically what ticker symbol to buy. There's a stop loss. There is a stop loss, right? Give me 1 second. Yeah. So entry, take profit, hit number 1, and then profit. He won 1.8%. So if he gives that here is the plan. So ticker symbol, Nokia, your entry 756. The game plan target is all the way here. And then he gives you a stop loss. Pretty straightforward, right? Straightforward. Be a turtle. What does that mean? Know your strategy. You enter, your stop loss, and take profit level. Entry, exit, stop loss. Position size depends on you. Then the gold alerts is just alert that telling you, hey, Amazon, right? That's what it is. Or profits. What is this? I hardly use the gold alerts options. I think this is options. Yeah. So he gives you options as well. This is all options. Tom, do you use the gold alerts?
The gold alerts, yeah.
Okay.
That's actually the one that I hate to brag, but I'm 18 out of 19 on the wins.
Nice,
But
nice.
the only reason I am is because I have this wonderful mentor that taught me how to chart. And
That's
even
amazing.
some of these things went down 30%, and even Josh was, well, I don't know if Josh was, but the bot was saying, get out. Charting kept me in 3 of these plays, and I ended up taking more than 20% profit on all 3 of them.
Nice.
But the gold alerts are good. I'll be honest with you, they've had some issues with this bot where it wasn't alerting in time, and then don't just jump in based on this. Look at what it's saying first, and then go see if the numbers still line up. Because a lot of times you go in and say, like on this one, BTO, right? The price is 79 cents. You'll jump in, you go, oh, the price is 88 cents now. Oh, that's fine. I'm going to take it anyways, right? Because I'm only, 10 minutes past what they alerted to it. Don't do it because they're already getting ready to take profit.
Yep.
So you've got to pay attention to these, look at the numbers, and then compare it to what the current prices are and how long this this alert came out. Because if you're not right on them, man, these moves can go quick. Because remember, these are 1 to 2 week plays, so they're trying to get in and get out as fast as they can.
Yeah, these are AI generated, so nobody
Yep.
watches this. So please do
Nope.
your own due diligence, okay? So don't send me a text messages, Mary, you did not update this. No, this is for you to do your own due
And
diligence.
and me personally, I learned my lesson. I don't take them on the stocks that I'm not familiar with, put it that way. If there's random stocks that pop up on here, I don't know the stock, I stay away, because I did one stupid. My one big loss was Walmart, and I think the contract was like 20 cents. So what did I buy? I bought like 100 of them.
Wow.
And I lost like 80% on that deal because I was too late on the move, and it was done. It was almost done by the time I get in. Stupid.
Don't say stupid.
It was dumb. It was not. It was not. So and this is when it first came out. So I just jumped in. That was way back in like I think like late August. I've learned my lesson. That was my only loss on this. And because it hurt so bad, I decided, hey, I'm gonna go slow and only pick the stocks that I know when it comes out. I'm not taking random stocks that it throws out there sometimes. And they've tweaked it. It's actually gotten a little better. It used to pop out 3 to 4 of them a day. Now it's 1 to 2 max a day that come up.
So Josh has this new, thank you, Tom. Josh has this new scalp indicators, this beta. I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to try it. So
Did.
there's some instructions there for the VIP. I think this is for the VIP only, right? Confirm. I'm not very familiar
I
with
think
this.
it's for
This is pretty
everybody.
new.
Oh no,
Oh,
it is VIP. Sorry, it is VIP, but it's only basically for like three stocks, right? Nvidia,
mm-hmm.
Tesla, and SPY. It's easy to set up. The only thing is you got to refresh it every day before market opens.
Have you used it,
Because
Tom?
I did, but I don't scalp them, so it didn't. I just did it to play around with it,
Mm-hmm.
and it works well. I don't do the scalping on those three every day. There's too many other things I'm trying to focus on.
Oh,
And
I'm gonna
again,
try it.
that goes back to focusing on what you're good at,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm not good at this kind of this fast trade setups. It just never worked out for me.
Yeah, I understand. Then the live trading, this is for the VIP again. When Josh is live, he put it. Oh, that's my face right there. Oh, Michael. So when
Yeah, that's
Josh is
Michael.
live, he
Money
put. Oh, I'm sorry.
Money Mike is his new thing now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Money Mike. So I have
And
to
there's
call him
there's the
Money
guy who
Mike.
keeps killing all our hopes and dreams in that picture.
So when Josh is live, he put his link on the live trade. This is just for Josh. So to those people who are VIP, which is the blue tier, when it's Wednesdays and Fridays, you go to the live trade and Josh will give you guys the link. And then these are the crown traders. Spylord, he does live trading for options. He scalps options pretty much every Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and then Wednesdays and Fridays, I believe he goes with Josh. And
Yeah.
Tribal Trader, he is the connoisseur of crypto.
Crypto.
Wolf of Gatsby, he gives
He does a lot.
he does a lot.
He does a lot of stuff. He's well versed in a lot of different things. But some of his plays, if you're not familiar with um, option trades, you may want to be careful because he does some a little more complicated option trades sometimes. If it's just simple stocks and stuff, yeah, but he does a lot. He's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I
Stock
don't
brother,
follow a lot of crown traders
no,
because I have my own and
it's
I
hard.
have to pay attention to my subscribers. So I give all my time to our channel, Airtones and Miss Mary's, instead of me being a nosy crown traders and
To be
watching
honest
them.
with you,
I
I've,
don't.
I've silenced I've silenced everybody but us, Mary,
Yeah.
and Stock Brother because I do some penny trades with him just for fun,
Yeah.
and Spylord are the only ones that I you can't, guys. I'll be honest with you, you can't listen to everybody because
Yeah.
not everybody's going to see positions the same. Number one, and then you're going to be confused. Get with the one that most suits your personality. Obviously, Mary, right? Because you're here tonight, but silence. I'll be honest with you. Silence the ones you don't follow a lot because it's just going to create more noise.
No, I cannot silence mine because they're part of the crown trader. So, but anyways, the stock brother is a penny stocks. The only thing that you need to know about it because you have to be subscribed to his own Discord. He has his own Discord for his penny stocks. So if you're planning to follow him, you have to follow his Discord.
Because the
And
stuff you post in there is going to be too late for you.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
profits with Parker, he does options and
Yeah.
shares, and then we have Miss Mary and Airtwan. We mostly deal with shares. We buy more shares, and then we do have the thread for Airtwan's trade when he buys, and then I give technicals, and then this is Tom, and then he has the Girls Army, but I don't pay attention much to them just because Miss Mary and Airtwan is just already so much for me. So if you guys have questions, just please go directly to the main channel, okay? Then we have Sniper. Tamir is here. Tamir, he's our new crown traders. He will be with me most of his time at this moment yet, and then he'll be with me on Tuesdays morning hurdles and the power hour. Tamir is going to be with me, and then Scout Trades. These are the members who've been killing it and they normally give their shares. I mean,
I
their
think
share
Danny's the
their
only one that's in there now, I think.
yeah, they give their share. I mean, their stocks, their trade of the day, and they'll put it here. And then the Go University,
Human
oh,
capital's new.
did I close it? Okay, freshman class, Sunday classes today, LearnLox Algo. This is an extra subscriptions, a premium subscriptions for TradingView, and it's extra. Class questions is every time you take the class and there's any questions, please ask it here. Kingdom Capital, from my understanding, this is every 6 o'clock on a Sunday, and he'll be teaching you guys technical analysis. That's what Josh said. So look, had a green week, so we'll break it down as a third grader can understand. So to those people who are newbie, please follow Stocks with Rob and Scott. Where are we now again? And in book club, this is a good channel. You could actually get a free copy PDF of the Japanese candles, and it's all here. Where is
That
that?
is critical
Yeah.
for chart.
Yeah, I really want you guys to download that. Where is that? The Japanese, when you guys have a chance, just please go to book club and download that Japanese candlesticks and learn it. Yes, it's going to be a boring book, but at the end of the day, it's worth it.
I loved it.
I love it too. Other people complain
I
about it.
loved reading it.
Yeah.
Everything started clicking when I started reading that.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Once you start learning candlesticks, it's very interesting. It's like, wow, it's amazing. And
Yeah.
not only I want you guys to learn candlesticks, you start listening to audiobooks about psychology of trading. I think Mark Douglas is one of the best trading psychology books. He has multiples. So listen to that in YouTube. Psychology of Trading is supposed to be your number one book first before reading any technicals. Okay,
That's another one
psychology.
good right there. Technical analysis for dummies. I
There you
read
go.
that one. I read that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it on Audible. That's another good one for you guys.
Mm-hmm. And then these are just the bots. Remember, these bot signals are AI generated. Nobody watched this. Not nobody watches it. Nobody, what do you call that? Pay attention.
I turned them all off
Monitor
too.
it. There you go. Nobody monitors those AI bots. Okay. So please do your own due diligence. I have multiples of people texting me, sending me messages in the Discord, and some of them got bothered that I don't monitor them. I don't monitor it. Okay, I only monitor Miss Marian Airtwan's channel. That's the only thing
They should put in parentheses that those are bots.
Yeah, it says in there bot
Which it says
signals.
bot signals. Sorry, it says it right
It says
there.
they're bot signals. That's
Yeah.
it. All right. Could you please repeat the name Japanese Candlesticks book? That's it. The Japanese Candlesticks.
It's by Steve Nissen, Nisson. Fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
Okay. Josh
Here,
is.
if you guys look at my screen, here it is right here. Right on my desktop.
Yeah, Japanese Candlesticks. Yeah.
It literally sits next to me. So sometimes I'll go, wait, I know that candle, but I haven't seen it in a lot. And I'll go here and look. I want everybody to come back next week and tell Mary what harami is.
That's right. That's going to be your questions. Okay. Harami. Inside bar. What are those? What about Spy Lord? Is he live trades open to VIPs? He is actually live trade for all tiers from tier 2 and above, not for the pink level, I think.
Only on Wednesdays and Fridays he's with Josh, and that's
Yeah.
VIPs.
Mm-hmm. Why is it sometimes it's hard to follow Josh, because Josh, he's a professional traders, guys. He's really quick and he's scalp. And when he say he's 20% and you only bought one contract, I know it will contradict the difference between 20% and maybe 1 or 2%, right? But Josh is buying more than 10 contracts. So he just really need couple of cents to move up for him to get that 10%. So please note that when he said I'm up 10, 20%, it all depends on your position size. It may vary if you only have one contract and then he has like 20, 30, 40, and he said he's up 10% because he has more position size. He has a bigger position size compared to you. Does that make sense, Tom?
Yeah, I'd get
Because
in
others
like
question me about that. Like, Mary, how come he's up 10% or 20%? Well, it's all depends on the position size.
Yep. And then he's leaving runners, right? He's leaving more runners than I open up than I open a position with. So yeah, it's when you can do that, it's a game changer. But again, if you're new to it, I don't recommend doing that. I recommend watching and listening in paper trading if you're going to do that with him.
Yeah, exactly. I think, guys, this is my third goodbye, so I think this is it.
Yeah.
I have to feed the family. I made dinner already, but I know
Recording stopped.
I gotta have to be cooking. Thank you so much, Priscilla, for helping Tom. It's amazing that you taught options calculator. I'm sure a lot of people would like to use that, utilize it on their trading journey. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure if that will stay in the Discord or it's going to be in the website. I'll give you guys an update on that. I'll ask Josh or I'll ask Jorge. Okay, so to those people I did not answer some of your questions, I apologize. It's just too much. And I know
Mary,
some
before
of
you
them,
run, just the name of the person for the podcast for the Psychology for Trading.
Mark Douglas.
Thank you.
Or you could just do Psychology of Trading. They will give you a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday.
Yeah.
I will be
See you
traveling.
Tuesday morning.
That's right. Thank you, Tom, again. And I don't know where is Ertuan today. Hopefully next week Ertuan could follow us. And we'll try to bring in an accountant here. Maybe Tom, you could be able to help me with an accountant. So I know there's a lot of people still want to know about that wash sale, about their options. Is there's any wash sales on the options and all that? So Tom, I'm counting you on that again. So
Yeah. I'll
hopefully
reach
we
out
could
to her and
be
see what
able
she
to-
says.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys. That's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, and don't forget to follow our channel.
Miss Mary, you don't have your own community?
What?
Do you have your own community?
Do I have my own community?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have the Discord. Josh's Discord is, then we have this Miss Mary. I'm affiliated with Josh on his Discord. So I'm one of his crown traders. On his Discord, we have this little channel, Miss Mary and Ertuan's channel.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Spy Lord, is that a different or you need separate subscription? No, you don't need to have another subscribers for that. If you're part of Josh's Discord, you could definitely trade with Michael. Okay. Oh, somebody put it in the Discord. All right, that's it. The live trades are always delayed. Learn from Keenan trades. I don't trade lives. Yes, that's the problem with doing live trading. There's like 3 to 5 seconds delayed. So if you're doing
The YouTube
scalping,
thing.
no bueno.
Yep.
All right, this is the 4th time. That's it. I'm closing in now. No more questions. I'm sorry, guys. Tom, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the Discord tomorrow. For the leaps, for the YouTube, let me go ahead and respond to my YouTube questions. Hold on. Okay. Let me just start answering those questions. For the leap, well, the leap is normally 1 year expiration, so you don't really have to worry about time decay because you have that 1 year expiration. Do we have a common channel on the Discord? Yeah, Tom is a junior moderator, so he could be in everyone's Crown Traders, but yes, he is mostly on my channel. Hey guys, I am confused. I am under YouTube. Today is November 2nd. Yes, this is live. Okay. Let me go ahead and give you guys a technical real quick for those YouTuber who stays, because I apologize that I couldn't respond to you. So as a perk, since I'm here, I'm going to share my screen and give you guys a short technicals. This is your NVIDIA. This is my resistance for NVIDIA, and it actually hit my resistance. Resistance 212 to 216, 218, 222, 224, 232. It's all right here on the resistance. Right now, what we happen is we did have a descending channel. We break out, retesting the breakout level, which is the descending channel, and then we rally. We do have a nice volume in here. This breakout confirmed with the volume. Earnings is coming next in 2-3 weeks. Earnings on the 19th is earnings coming. Right now we are slightly overbought on the weekly, but there's still so much room to the upside. The highest NVIDIA had gone for the RSI is about like 91%, and we are currently on the 73. So we still have so much room to the upside for NVIDIA. We did have the tweezer bottom. We had a breakout confirmation of that tweezer bottom. When you see a tweezer bottom, that is an early signal of a possible reversal to the upside. And after tweezer bottom, we have a beautiful confirmation breakout candle, confirms the possible reversal. If we go on the daily chart, we did have I think I gave you guys a technical on the short video for NVIDIA. We did have this evening star pattern, but remember, in order to confirm that evening star pattern, we do need to break down below we need to break down below the body of the third candle, break down below 205. So when I say break down, we want a candle break below 205. What does that mean? It looks like this. Let me just get you want a candle break out below 205. You don't want any kind of body above here. You want the body of the candle below the third candle, like this one. So if we break below 205, open below 205, that confirms your evening star pattern. On Friday, we did not confirm that pattern. No candles breaks below 205. It actually recovers. Yes, it went to 202 as a support. Support is actually 201.41, and it reaches 201.07. Close enough. It's still under support. Is it a reversal to the upside, Mary? You know, it's not really confirmed yet. We did, instead of getting a green candle, we ended up have a red candle. So that's pretty weak. Let me just clear that up. So fall below the 205. Yes, we have that local support on that 201. Yep, 201 is your local support, but it touches 202. It's still on the support range. But if we do fall 201, there is a support next to 195 right here. And half of the candle always serves as a pullback. Okay, so first right here, and then pullback could serve. Half of the candle is a pullback. We surpass 195, or if we don't respect 105, 192, there is a possibility that it could definitely get to that 191 right here. But these are just local support. However, break down below 191, below this bullish candle, gives you another confirmation that this thing could continue to fall and retest this support, which that lies on 184 to 183. Fall below 183, 184, that is the 180, 179 level of support. Why am I giving you guys local support? Because I don't want to give you guys a key level of support right here. Why? Mary, are we going to get to 164? Are we going to get to 164? No, not yet. Why? Because we need to surpass these local support first before getting to the key support on the daily. So I'd rather give you guys those local support because we could see any kind of price action before actually reaching this key level of support. So maybe it just reach here. Maybe it won't even happen. Maybe this one could bounce up and retest our resistance, right? But at least you guys know that there is local support on these level if it ever breaks down to 01. Let me just close all that. And earnings is coming. Let's take a look at the previous reactions of NVIDIA. But so far, NVIDIA, although there's earnings beat, for some reason it always falls down. So last time earnings beat, I think it was the tariff that's affecting NVIDIA to go higher. Last time earnings, it went down. Earnings, okay, went up, but there was a wick here. So during that day on earnings, it went higher and then pull back. And then after the second week, it continued to go higher. All right, let's continue that. Pulls back again. Yeah, because I know every time earnings for NVIDIA always goes down, always goes down. This one happens, last time goes down. This one with the long wick, it means it spikes up and then go down. So technically it went down. Earnings again went down. Earnings went down. This one at least is spike up. When was that? This was 2024. That was last year. So far since February of this month, of this year, excuse me, it always go down. Always go down. Would it happen again, Mary? We don't know. We only could see patterns. We could only see what had happened on previous earnings. So far, market always gives us a move to the downside every time earnings comes in. I would like to see like Amazon, that it gives you a pattern that every time earnings comes, it goes up. Earnings comes, goes up. NVIDIA always go down. The one that I'm really interested that I did a video is the AppLovin. So this one has been beating earnings and it's been such a big move, about $50 to $90, and there was a really good volume on this candle, really the highest volume ever so far. Look at that. So institution, no, what was this? This was 2022. This is now after 3 years. So this volume is really, really high and it's big. So institution must be buying on this candles. Yes, they sold it, but it's not as high as this previous volume. So they really have a higher conviction that this thing could go parabolically. And my resistance for that could actually get us, not your first level of resistance for that will be about 687. But if earnings beat, it could definitely not definitely, I cannot say that. It could open doors to see that 745 and break out of that 745. My higher resistance for this is $800. So there's really a higher conviction that APP could continue to go higher if earnings beat. But if it doesn't and it missed, it could go back and retest this 547 to 519. That is a key level support on the weekly chart. But I do have a higher conviction that APP could go parabolically. Really high conviction on that. I'm very positive, just like Amazon. I had a good convictions on Amazon, and same thing with APP. Let me see any questions in here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm working on this. Let me see some questions. Sorry, guys. I'm working on that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still pretty new on here. I'm working on it. But I think now I'm struggling. I gotta have to cut this off. I'll give you guys the short videos. I'll follow up with NVIDIA and Amazon. If not, I'll give you guys the technical in the Discord tomorrow, okay? So that's it for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'm struggling again here. Where is my screen? Entire screen. See, you guys could see that I'm pretty new on here. Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off now because I don't really know. Where is it now? So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to share and follow and like and put a comment. If I don't respond to your any questions, just put a comment. I'll respond to your comment, okay? Thank you guys. Thank you for your support. I love you guys. Good night. Have a blessed night.